They call me badass, and I punish you. Those lyrics are going to make a crap ton of sense in just a moment. Because one thing's for certain, two things for sure. I just heard some shit that I didn't even know. Let's go. Document 67. So here you go. Adam Gordon, Alicia Williams, Lindsay, whatever the hell. You don't really give a damn. United States District Court, Southern District of California, United States versus Torrance Ivy Hatch. Boosie, Lil Boosie, there it is. Torrance Ivy Hatch. United States Sentencing Memorandum, date January 9th, 2026, time 9:30 a.m. Honorable Kathy Ann Benvencigo. I don't know how to say that. The United States of America, by and through its counsel, Adam Gordon, United States Attorney, and Alicia P. Williams, and Lindsay M. Carter, Assistant United States Attorneys, hereby files its sentencing memorandum in the above captioned case. Introduction. The United States recommends the court adopt the following guidelines, calculations, and impose the following sentence. Guideline. Base offense level, 20. Acceptance of responsibility, -3. Offset total, 17. Criminal history category, 5. Guideline range, 46 to 57 months. Recommended custodial sentence. Now this is interesting, which means they ain't really kicking him in his ass here. 24 months. That's 2 years. Supervised release. That means 3 years on probation. Fine, $0. Special assessment fee, $100. 2. Pre-sentence report. On October 15, 2025, United States Probation filed a pre-sentence investigation report, PSR, ECF number 64. As of the date of this filing, defendant has not filed any objections to the PSR. That's insane. Your lawyer better get on this shit, bro. For real. Probation correctly notes that the guideline for 18 U.S.C. 922 offenses is found in USSG 2K2.1, in that the base offense level of 20 PSR 20, consistent with the plea agreement, probation recommends a 2-point downward adjustment under USSG 3E 1.1a. Because defendant has clearly accepted responsibility, as well as an individual point downward adjustment under USSGE 1.1b. Because defendant assisted authorities in the investigation or prosecution of the defendant's own misconduct by timely notifying authorities of the intention to enter a guilty plea. Okay, all right. What I'm about to say, Boosie, you assisting the investigation, bro. We got to get you out of here. These calculations add up to a total offense level of 17 PSR 25. Ultimately, probation recommends this court impose a 46-month custodial sentence, PSR 133. Probation further recommends this court impose a term of supervised release of 3 years, PSR 136. Probation also recommended and fine of $50,000, as well as a special assessment of $100, PSR 42. Now, like the old intro used to go, it's where it gets a little murky. And part of what's going on in Boosie's defense, because I'm assuming they didn't do this based off of what Boosie said on The Breakfast Club. I'll paraphrase it because I don't want to get no copyright BS from The Breakfast Club. He essentially said that his team is in constant contact with the Trump administration for a freaking pardon. So it may look good if Boosie just accepts everything and then essentially gets that pardon from Donald Trump. But we'll see exactly what happens. But we already know what's going to happen when you hit that QR code right there. Y'all know y'all going to win some money. I don't want to hear no complaints. I freaking forgot the damn QR code. Y'all in the comments. Hey, bro, I was actually going to play today. Bro. Where the QR code? It's right there. It's right there, man. My bad for messing up. Right there. Free cash or hit the description in the link. Nobody has lost no damn money. So I'm trying to understand why y'all complaining that y'all ain't won $1,000 today. Hit that QR code and find out. But let's get back into it. Roll it. 3. Points and authorities. Offense conduct. The facts of this case are detailed well in the plea agreement and PSR, which are incorporated herein by reference. Here, United States provides a summary of the case to supply the court with the basis for the United States guidelines, calculations, and sentencing recommendation. On May 6, 2023, probation. Boy, I am literally kicking my own ass right here. San Diego police identified defendant while watching the Instagram live of a known member of the neighborhood Crip Street gang. Defendant was seen in the Instagram live with a gun tucked in his waistband as he appeared to be filming a music video. Dun, 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 dun. I know you're gonna be, bro, you snitching on Boosie. Why are you showing this shit? Right. Got it. Said he didn't ask you the police. Why are you showing this evidence? Right, got it. Officers determined where the video was being recorded using air support and were able to watch as defendant entered a car. Officers conducted a traffic stop and questioned the driver as well as defendant and his security detail, who were both seated in the back of the car. When asked, defendant denied having any weapons, but his security detail turned over a bag containing a 9mm Springfield Hellcat loaded with 7 rounds of ammunition and not registered in California. All occupants were removed from the car, and the officers effectuated a search of the vehicle. During the search, officers found a second loaded handgun, a 9mm Glock 19 pistol in the backseat of the car, which also was not registered in California. Following the search, officers placed defendant under arrest. At the precinct, defendant denied carrying firearms. He yelled and continually threatened the safety of his security detail. Wow. Specifically, he made the following statements. I'm going to put $10K on your head. I'm going to put you in a body bag. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to kill you. And you're going to leave in a body bag. Nigga, what? Defendant told officers the firearm were flown from Atlanta, but that they were always in the possession of his security detail. Wait a goddamn minute. I never read this shit. Whew. Officers showed defendant a photo posted to Instagram of himself with a gun tucked in his waistband. Defendant appeared to be wearing the same clothing in the Instagram video that he was wearing at the same time of the stop. Additionally, the firearm in the video appeared to be the same Glock-style handgun recovered during the traffic stop. Defendant admitted he had the gun for 30 minutes while filming the music video, but returned the gun to his security detail afterwards. Oh, shit. Agents determined that the gun found in the backseat of the car, the Glock, was the same gun defendant had in his waistband during the filming of the music video, that defendant's DNA was found on both firearms, and that the firearms were purchased in Georgia by defendant's girlfriend. Nigga, what? I'm not accusing Boosie of doing no ratting, no snitching, or anything like that, bro, but he dead ass foul for that shit. Let's just put that out there. That's foul behavior, bro. You can say insulin was off or all this and everything, blah, 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 and some more shit, but homie, you should have never did that part. If he ain't gonna take the rap for your straps, plural, he already took one. So this was so crazy, right? And I'm just gonna be honest. This was so crazy, and this where I can't rock with Boosie on this one. Dude already took a freaking gun charge for you. He took one for you. So nigga, you take the other one. You basically was saying to him, and how your actions spoke was, bruh, take both of these. You're going to take one, I take the other one. Or they try to play it out and it just wasn't going to work, bro. And the reason why I say that is because when y'all hear the second half of this shit, y'all just gonna put y'all hands like this. God damn, Boosie, you gotta be effing kidding me. But the biggest thing, and some of y'all are probably, well, nah, she told on his girlfriend because this, and that. When you get a gun legally, which some of you have not done, and I'd advise you, if you have no felonies, to grow the F up, that serial number that they put on there gets put in a file and stored. And what they do is they look at the more than likely, or they, because I don't believe there's a national database for guns anyways, but you can like type up stuff, boom, and then hit send, and it'll ping or whatever the hell. So I don't know. I don't have any cop friends or nothing like that, but if there is, then I was just wrong with that. But anyways, long story short, they can look at the serial number and look up the person who owns the gun, so it's obvious they did that, and they found out it was his girlfriend's gun. And I think that's what ultimately said or set Boosie out to go ahead and accept it, because I'm fairly certain they threatened his girlfriend, aka his fiance, aka baby mama, aka wife to be. I believe they threatened her, and that's what made his ass ultimately go ahead and accept it, because I think that was a play that they did. Oh, I'm gonna kick it, I'm gonna put 10 back. Like, come on, really, bro? Really? Y'all should have just fought, bro. That's what you should have did, man. Boosie, next time, get a lucky cheap shot in real quick. That's how you do that, man. God forbid you ever get yourself in this situation, which I really don't think Boosie will ever place himself in this predicament. But let's go. Hell no. But ultimately, on June 21st, 2023, a grand jury returned an indictment charging the defendant with felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. Although the indictment was later dismissed on July 19, 2024, shout out Seti Nash's birthday, a grand jury returned a second two-count indictment charging defendant in count one with felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition, and in count two with drug user in possession of a firearm and ammunition. On August 26, 2025, pursuant to a plea agreement, defendant entered a guilty plea. On September 22, 2025, defendant was virtually interviewed in the presence of defense counsel. He stipulated to the factual basis of the plea agreement as well as his statement of the offense, acceptance of responsibility, and early resolution departures. Defendant has clearly demonstrated acceptance of responsibility and thus is deserving of a 2-level downward departure under USSGE 1.1a. An additional 1-level downward departure under USSGE 1.1b is deserved as defendant timely notified authorities of the intention to enter a guilty plea. Now, it's funny because when y'all hear downward departures, a lot of y'all think of snitching, but obviously he told on himself or ultimately accepted responsibility. Criminal history. With 12 criminal history points, defendant is in criminal history category 5. Defendant has garnered an extensive criminal history, including prior convictions for resisting arrest, battery, assault, illegal carrying of a firearm during drug trafficking offenses, possession of narcotics, and bringing narcotics into a penitentiary. His last conviction was in 2019. Due to these convictions, defendant has served lengthy sentences in prison, which seemingly have not acted as a deterrent alongside his convictions. Defendant has numerous prior arrests. Victim impact. There are no identifiable victims in this case. So let's go right here. Personal history and characteristics. The PSR details defendant's personal history and characteristics. The report shows that during his childhood, defendant was witness to domestic violence between his parents as well as his father's substance abuse issues. The report also shows the death of defendant's father due to a brain tumor deeply affected him, leading to depression and behavioral problems in his teenage years. Defendant's own substance abuse issues began with marijuana at the use of 8, which became daily use by age 15, according to the PSR. Defendant began consuming alcohol at age 13 and also experimented with substances such as ecstasy and liquid codeine. Most of defendant's drug and alcohol use is related to his lifestyle as a performer. However, defendant has not smoked marijuana or consumed alcohol since his arrest in 2023. Shout out Boosie. Defendant earns income through royalties from his music. He also owns his own record label company, Boosie Badazz, which is Badass Entertainment and Music, LLC, aka Badass Music Syndicate, and continues to host and perform events throughout the country. He has continued to host and perform throughout the pendency of his case. Additionally, the defendant owns the clothing label Joy House Clothing and LJ Hatch Film, LLC. According to the PSR, defendant is diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, but he admitted he does not treat his health condition seriously. Oh, shit. Okay. He is also father of 9 children, most of which he financially supports and takes an active role in raising. Defendant has resided in his home in Georgia with his girlfriend since he was placed on bond in 2023 and recently built additional homes on the property for his children. In contrast, however, the information detailed in the PSR regarding social media posts defendant made about his son and nephew is disturbing. Wait, what the hell is they talking about? I don't know, but maybe it pop up, maybe it don't. 4. United States sentencing recommendation. Defendant has entered a guilty plea to felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. In mitigation, however, defendant has accepted responsibility, timely notified authorities of an intention to enter a guilty plea, and had a difficult upbringing, which likely contributed to his current predicament. He has also been gainfully employed for many years and has continued to work throughout the pendency of his case. These factors weigh in favor of a variance under 18 U.S.C. 3553A. However, defendant's instance on carrying a weapon despite his status as a convicted felon, coupled with his criminal history, which includes threats to harm or kill, and the fact that he threatened another individual in connection with this matter, weigh against any further variance other than the recommended by the United States. Considering the guidelines and balancing all factors under 18 U.S.C. 3553A, The United States recommends the court impose a sentence of 24 months. Custody. A sentence of 24 months custody reflects the seriousness of the offense, will promote respect for the law, will deter defendant and others, and serve to protect the public from future crimes of defendant. The United States also recommends a period of 3 years of supervised release with a full Fourth Amendment waiver. Finally, the United States recommends the court impose a mandatory special assessment fee of $100. Dated January 2nd, 2026. Respectfully submitted, Adam Gordon, United States Attorney. Alicia P. Williams, Lindsay M. Carter, Assistant United States Attorney. If you're asking me what I think, if you're asking me what I believe, if you're asking me what I think is going to happen, bro, I think he's going to end up getting 18 months. I do. And one of the worst things that happened for Boosie, bro, and I think more than likely, is because the years probably would have went up to 3. The belief here is, bro, why didn't you take the RDAP? They try to give him residential drug assistance program, the same thing Diddy got that's going to knock Diddy's shit down by like 35%. And I think he didn't want to do that initially because he like, bro, nah, let's go ahead and let's do this, let's do that. And the more I think about it, right, the more I think about it, his attorney's not fighting that stuff, to me, reeks of him basically going up and telling the judge, I gave up drinking, I gave up smoking, I've done everything right that you guys have recommended. I had a lapse in judgment and all of this stuff, and I am begging for the mercy of the courts, for the judge. I believe he's going to go up there and throw himself at the mercy of the courts because there is no way in hell he ain't going to get some prison time for this shit. I just don't see it, bro. It is California, bro. They don't play out there. Y'all hear shit about Louisiana, about Texas, not really too much on Georgia, but a hell of a lot in Alabama and Florida. But Cali, a whole nother different bear. We even put the damn bear as our logo on the flag, bruh. California, as far as the attorneys go, it's going to look good because right now, if Boosie doesn't file anything and recommendations and shit, the thought process could be, yo, just accept this shit. Throw yourself at the mercy of the court. They'll see that we didn't do this. They'll see we accept the responsibility and deal with it that way. You just got to pay Hoover Gumby his money. Fake ass, wannabe ass, goddamn money play that he trying to run. I need my hooves. I want to threaten you on the internet on Hoover. Right. So I believe he's going to get 18 months. I could be wrong. He could get the whole 24, but here's why I'm saying what I'm saying exactly. It's because of this. The feds wanted Diddy to serve like 8 years, 7 years or something like that. It was hella high. I've yet to see a case, and y'all can help me out, even the big meat sentencing and all this stuff. I've yet to see where the judge fully agreed with the sentencing by the feds. They typically go a little bit less. So from what I've seen, this is only from my recollection of people who basically were given the ability to hear the judge out and hear the sentencing and all that shit. So in my opinion, that's what's going to happen. But what do y'all believe? Y'all believe he's going to get to 24? Or do y'all believe the judge just say, man, F all that, bro. This is a low down, dirty shame. We're going to send his ass off the rip and give him 36 months in the penitentiary. Because at the end of the day, it gets a little grimy, it gets a little stymied. That's just what it is. But hey, I don't know, man. I truly don't know. But maybe you do. What's your guess? Everybody, put your guess in there. Put your guess in there. Did I get it right? I get it wrong? Or y'all think he gonna go home with probation? Because there is that element of he's talking to Trump, or he could get probation and they put his ass on home confinement for like a year or something like that. That is that possibility. That does ring. But shit, we'll see. He got 4 days until he has to get his ass there, man. So y'all let me know your thoughts on this one.